Hello and welcome to Confessions of a Yarn Addict, episode 87, I think. I don't know when, I've checked that before I start. It is a slightly dreary, overcast Wednesday morning here in Cornwall. And if you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website yarnaddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I normally release videos every Thursday. Over the summer I also did every Tuesday. At the moment, because it's October, I'm doing Vlogtober, so I'm releasing videos, 2 Vlogtober videos a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and 1 podcast episode a week on Thursdays, or at least that's my goal. So we'll see how that goes. The Vlogtober videos are kind of like a day-to-day vlog, what I get up to. Look behind the scenes of some of my workshops, some of the events I'm doing, some of my general life, walking the dog, when I'm knitting, things like that. But I thought but I realised not everyone liked this sort of vlog style video, so I thought I would also carry on doing my podcast during October and try and do podcasts every week. It's been very busy this so far October. It is, what's it now, 11th of October? Oh gosh, we're nearly halfway through October. I got off to a late start with Vlogtober. I only started a week in because we were away for Yarndale, then we came back. So my first Vlogtober video was all about catching up after Yarndale and getting ready for an event in Liskeard I was at last Saturday called 3 Bags Full. I share more about that in the Vlogtober video that came out yesterday, Tuesday 10th. So if you're interested in seeing more about that, go there. But I'm just going to show you a little bit of a clip now from what my stall looked like. If you want to see more about that event, go and watch my last Vlogtober video. So I had 2 tables, and I was trying to take as much of the stock I had left from Yarndale with me as I could. Didn't manage to take everything, but it was a really great event. My sales were slightly up on last year, so that was good news. Yarndale was slightly down on last year, and I think the difference in sales from last year to this year in Yarndale was the same as the difference in sales from 3 Bags Full from last year to this year. So what I lost on Yarndale, I gained on 3 Bags Full. So over the 2 events, we are even, which was brilliant. So that was on Saturday. Sunday, I just caught up and packed everything, tried to get all the yarn back in my office and sort it out. And then yesterday, I was teaching 2 workshops. So after 3 Bags Full, which is in my local town in Cornwall, the group that organises it puts on 2 weeks of woolly workshops, and I was teaching 2 half-day workshops yesterday, continental knitting and my Vespi stranded cowl. And teaching 2 workshops in a day is a lot more work than teaching 1 full-day workshop. I had 3 other ladies that came in the morning, stayed on for the afternoon session, so that was great. I had 8 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, so that was brilliant, really enjoyed that. And then I'm teaching again tomorrow. I'm teaching half a day tomorrow, and it's 2-colour brioche. So it's teaching, I've currently got 7 people, I think, teaching them how to knit 2-colour brioche. And then next week I'm doing 2 brioche workshops. I'm doing a full day brioche cowls workshop in Liskeard, Cornwall as part of 3 Bags Full. Last time I heard there was still 1 space, no, there's 1 space left on the Thursday one, which by the time you see this, it'll be too late. On the Tuesday one, I think there are, the brioche cowls one, I think there are spaces left. I'm also teaching that workshop, I think it is in November at Spinning Yarn in Bobby Tracy. And then Friday next week, I'm back at the Knitting Hotel to teach brioche as well on the Friday. So lots of brioche in the next week or so. 2.5 days of brioche in a week. That's not bad. So today I'm going to share what I've been knitting and what else is going on and what my knitting plans are for the coming week. Last week I said that I had one lace square left to knit. I think I was on my final lace square of my 2022 Botanical Yarns Advent Calendar. If you've been here for a while, you probably know this, but if you're new, the Advent Calendar came with 4 fades, 6 colours in each fade. And I finished them all. I blocked them all on Sunday, I think, and I started joining them together yesterday. So I joined the first 2 together, but I used a smaller hook. I'm joining them, crocheting them together, but the hook I use is smaller than my knitting needle, and I feel it's a little bit tight. So I'm actually going to undo that and use the same size hook as I used to knit with, and try that instead. I just grabbed the nearest hook out available, which was 2.5mm, and I actually used 3.75mm needles. So I'm going to use a bigger hook and try that again this afternoon. But that's what the first 2 looks like. I've spent ages playing around with the layout of this blanket shawl. I'm kind of hoping it would be a shawl. It's probably going to be more of a small blanket. I have 24 20-gram skeins, so it's not going to be huge, but I want it to be like a very flexible pattern. I'm hopefully going to release it in November. I've written the pattern. I just need to add the final measurement, so I need to get all these joined so I can add the final measurement this week and send it to my tech editor. If I can't finish it by Friday, I will send it to my tech editor anyway, so she can start on the rest of it. Then I'll just add the final measurements and tension next week. But hopefully I can get it done this week, I think. And I'm planning to hopefully release it in November. And I want it to be like a flexible pattern that you can use for an advent calendar of any weight, any yarn weight, or as a way to use of leftovers or mini skeins, or even using full skeins. I'm thinking about knitting it up again, or maybe asking one of my sample knitters to knit it up again using 2 full skeins of sock yarn. I'm also thinking, because this year I've got 1 4-ply sock yarn advent calendar coming, and I got 1 DK. So I think the sock yarn one is Truly Hooked and the DK one is Yarn Unique, and I'm thinking about making another one of these out of the DK one, but I will see when it comes what the colours are like and things like that. Problem I have with these is that the first fade of 6 colours is blues, the second and the fourth are purples, and they're very similar, and then the third one is like burgundy to like a dusky pink. Spent ages trying to work out how to arrange it. My daughter came up with one layout because she was home for a few days, and I put up a poll in my Instagram stories, and I also sent it out to my knitting group WhatsApp group, and they all liked my daughter's. My daughter's was the clear winner. But since then, I wasn't 100% happy about it. I did another layout, which I also wasn't 100% happy about. And then I thought about just doing them in strips of each fade. Wasn't 100% happy about that. So I've mixed them up a bit more. I think I'm happy with what I've currently done, but we'll see till they're all joined. I don't know. But if I can get some footage this morning, I will show you, but I may not be able to. But you will see it in one of my Vlogtober videos, probably the one that's going to be out on Saturday. So that's enough about this. Need to get this finished later, start working on that again this afternoon. I started making another lace square in DK, but what I didn't do was weigh the yarn before I started. So this is leftover, I think it's Truly Hooked, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 100% Merino DK that I made a hat out of last year, and I had some left and I forgot to weigh it, so I need to weigh that. Probably take my needle tips off and weigh it. It's still got the cable for my needles on, but they don't weigh much, but the needles do, because I've no idea how much yarn I've used, and I need to make sure I can get it out of 20 grams. So I'm going to weigh that. I actually got some new scales. Talking about weighing stuff, I got some new scales that have arrived last night, but I've just opened them. So I got them on Amazon, and I will try and link them below. They're called AccuWeigh Digital Pocket Scales. I think they're about £10. I normally have a set of small scales in my office and one set downstairs. I've lost the ones in my office. So I got these. The lid clips on, which is brilliant. I really like that because it's quite secure. They're nice and small, fairly light. I might buy another one to replace my other scales. It's got like a weighing plate, but then the lid as well, it's got like a shape thing there, so you can put it on there and it stays on securely, which makes it easier to weigh things, I think. So I'm really pleased with that. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it once I finish filming this to weigh that and see how much that weighs. The other thing I've been knitting, which I think I was working on last week, is I finished another Glamour Clutch. So that is one that's finished and full of my knitting. This one I finished. I've attached a frame, but I haven't added the lining yet. I haven't had time. I finished this on Sunday, I think, and I attached a frame probably on Monday, I can't remember, and I need to add the lining. When you first attach a lining, you kind of have to pull these sides out a bit because they stick in a bit, but as you use it, it kind of gets better. But I use the purple Yachtigan Merino Cotton, which is colour 1800 purple. I don't have any other purple colour in the online shop at the moment, but I will be ordering more. And then I use the pink lipstick colour beads. I think it's 207 from Debbie Abrahams. I do have the beads in my shop at the moment, and I think I have that colour. 1 bag of beads, 2 balls of yarn. My original one was in the pink with purple and green beads, and then I also got a yellow one, but I don't know where that is at the moment. That's not been unpacked since last Saturday, I don't think. But I'm hoping this weekend to have the time to make the lining for that. I need to get my sewing machine out. I've made the lining by hand before, and it takes so long, so I'm going to get my sewing machine out. When I lined some of the other ones, I got my sewing machine out, and it was so much quicker. So I'm going to do that hopefully this weekend. Okay, and then the main project I've been working on lives in here. Actually, let me show you this first. So in November, I'm teaching a workshop at the Knitting Hotel, and the guests will get the choice between knitting one of my Selbu inspired mittens or hand warmers, which are Norwegian stranded colourwork mittens and hand warmers, or a pair of beaded lace ones. And I have 2 beaded lace patterns for hand warmers, but I haven't got the samples. I've lost the samples. One is my Starlight pattern, which is very, very old, 2014 I think, so quite old, and I don't have the sample. So I'm re-knitting the sample. Let me just take I always keep a scrunchie on my wrist when I get warm and put my hair up. I haven't done the thumb yet, so it has an afterthought thumb, and I haven't done the thumb yet. So it looks a little bit weird when I put it on, but I've also got bracelets and stuff on. But it's going to look like that. So it'll have beaded lace pattern on this side. I don't know how easy it is to see it. And then on this side is a rib. So this is the largest size. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the largest size because I've got quite big hands. I tend to knit them a little bit longer because then it comes right up under my jumper or my coat. And I also quite often wear 3/4 length jumpers, so I like them a little bit longer. And I'm going to, so that's the first one. I need to do the afterthought thumb. And then the second one, I knitted that one. I think I just dropped some stitches here. Hang on. Just pulled my needle out and dropped 6 stitches. There we go. Got them back on. I think I cast this on Saturday evening, Sunday evening, and then finished it two days later. So yeah, I think it was Sunday afternoon, evening, and I finished them on Tuesday. No, I think I finished them Monday evening, late on Monday evening, because I was out all day yesterday. So yeah, Monday evening, and then I cast on for these, and then I knitted that yesterday evening. Because I was teaching yesterday, I was so tired yesterday evening. I didn't do a ton of knitting. I also did my nails last night, so that meant I couldn't knit for a while. But I'm halfway to where I put the waste yarn in for the thumb. So I'm hoping to finish these tomorrow, and then I have to knit them in the smaller size as well. So I'm knitting a full pair, both hand warmers in the larger size, so I can wear it. But in the smaller size, I might just knit one, and I'm planning to use this yarn. So I'm using Manos de Uruguay Alegria, which I really, really like. It's a sock yarn from Manos de Uruguay, and it's so soft. And I'm thinking about trying to use this one for the smaller size. I want to see how this knits up. It may be too busy, too variegated, in which case maybe I'll use that one. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I need to make a decision and knit. I think I'm first going to just do one. Instead of doing both hands, I'm just going to do one in the smaller size, just so I've got it at the workshop and people can try it on. And then I also need to knit up my passion flower hand warmers, which I also don't have the original of. That's a later pattern, but I don't know what I've done with the original. I think I was wearing them and I think I've lost them. So I need to knit up that, and I was thinking about using this for the larger pair because I really love this colour. But I need to see how it knits up with the lace pattern and to see if it's too busy. And I haven't picked out any beads yet for that, so I may change. But my plan is to try and get all that knitted by the end of this week. The starlight pattern, which are the pink ones, that pattern needs to go back to my tech editor to be rechecked before I release it. If you have that pattern and you bought it on Ravelry, then you will automatically get the updated pattern when I update it. So if you buy it now, you will get the updated pattern when I release it. I've changed the needle size, so the tension will be different, and it will have new photos and things like that. So hoping to get that out sometime by the end of October, maybe. We'll see how tech editing go. Tech editing will just be checking the new measurements and tension, I think. Passion flower, I just need to knit up the sample. Hopefully there shouldn't be any change in tension on that, so it will just be knitting up a new sample. I'll probably take new photos because I don't love the colour I did the original in, so that's why I'm planning to do that. I've not cast on for my second sock, so this is the sock that I talked about in the last podcast, which I knitted while we were away at Yarndale and in Scotland. Haven't cast on for the second sock yet, so I'd like to get that on the needles this week, hopefully before the weekend, so that if we're going out of the weekend I can put that in my handbag and do a bit of knitting while we're out and about. I also haven't done anything about the neckline on this pink sweater, so I need to try and get that done this week as well. So this week and last week has kind of been about doing some smaller projects and catching up on a few things and stuff like that. And then I want to cast on for a new bigger project, maybe this weekend. So I have my 2022 Orchid Luxury Yarn Advent Calendar. Let me see. Oops, maybe broken box. Let me show you what it looks like. So it's got like a rainbow fade, I guess, gradient. And then it came with a solid skein as well. Absolutely love it. There's one or two colours I'm not too keen on, but most of the colours I love. It is 20 grams of each colour. It is 4-ply and it is merino base, I think she calls it. It's a merino silk base. And I know what I want to make with it. And I've knitted the swatch, and I knitted the swatch a while ago. And I don't know what I've done with the swatch. Hang on. I don't know if I can find the swatch, so I may have to knit another swatch. I don't know whether I measured it and wrote it on my computer or anywhere else. So I may end up knitting another swatch, but I know what I'm going to make with it. I don't know how it's going to work. I need to do some more calculations and measurements, and I'd like to cast some for that this weekend, if not next week. I would, if I could, I would like to bring the pattern out by the end of November, but considering the fact I haven't started it yet, I think that's probably unlikely, because I have 24 20-gram skeins to knit up plus the 100 grams. It's going to be quite a big project, so I don't know whether I will be able to get the pattern out before this year's advent calendar launches, but hopefully I'll be able to get it out by the end of the year. So I need to see if I can find my swatch, and or see if I made a note of what the swatch measured and things like that, and then start working on that. I might be able to spend some time getting my head around the pattern and stuff on Friday, if not maybe next week. I'd like to get that on the needles preferably this weekend, but if not next week, because I think by the end of this weekend I'll be finished with some of these smaller projects I got on the needles. Then I need to get another big project on the needles, and I was thinking about doing another sweater. I have another yarn sitting here that I want to make a sweater in, but I think I'm going to get that advent calendar done first. I'd like to really get all last year's advent calendar yarns knitted up before this year's arrive. And we're into Vlogmas and opening this year's. So that's my plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. I don't think today will be a very long episode. We haven't been out and about. Last weekend I was at 3 Bags Full on Saturday, and then Sunday I spent a day at home catching up on unpacking yarn and putting everything away. So I've really been out and about anywhere to film anything else. Hopefully I'll be able to get some shots of me knitting a bit to include, but this is a relatively short episode, but I just wanted to bring you up to date on what I'm knitting. Let's just have a quick look at some of the things that are going on at the moment. So I have a sale at the moment in my online shop. You can get 15% off all orders, and I have a few things like these, which I call Sauberperlen. I love this pink black colorway. I have at the moment I've got 3 other black to pink and 1 of the white to pink colorways. They're 100 grams, 400 meters, 7 little balls. I love them. They're 100% merino, but they haven't been very popular, and the more I transport them and things, they get a little bit kind of messy, so I've decided to reduce them. They were $16.50 or $17.50. They're now £10, so they're in the reduced section on the website, so do go and check those out if you're interested. There are a few other things in the reduced section of the website as well, and it's 15% off everything. I have lots of new yarns, lots of new colorways, lots of stuff, so please go and check that out. A few other things that are coming up. So next week in Liscard, Cornwall, I'm teaching my brioche cows workshop, so you get to choose between my Cool's cow, which I haven't got that one here, but that's that one, or my delicious cow, I think that's called, or Delicia cow. And you learn how to knit brioche in the round, and then you can choose one of those 3 cows to work on. So if you want something simple, if you just learned to knit 2-color brioche and you want something simple, you can choose a coarse one, or if you want to get more into the pattern knitting in brioche and increases and decreases, you can choose one of the other 2. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's a full day workshop on Tuesday. What's the date? It is the 17th of October in Liscard, Cornwall. I'll put the link below to where you can book that. So if you look for the 3 Bags Full Woolly Workshops, that's the link you need to click on for the details for how to book that. Then I'm also doing brioche at the Knitting Hotel next week, but I think that's fully booked. They may be able to do a day guest one. I'm there on Friday, so if you're interested in that, I will put their link below. And then following week I'm also back at the Knitting Hotel, but again they may be full, although they may be able to take a day guest. I'm teaching the Glamour Clutch, which is this one, or my Vespi Stranded Colourwork cowl. So I think some are doing the Glamour Clutch, some are doing the cowl. And then on the 31st of October I'm teaching finishing techniques at Spinning Yarn in Bobby Tracy, and on the 9th of November I'm teaching brioche cowls again at Spinning Yarn in Bobby Tracy. And I have some more workshops in Bobby Tracy in November, but I haven't written those down. So I will link my workshop page on my website and you can see all the details there. I don't have any more shows this year to go to, which is a relief because autumn is very busy with workshops. So I'm glad I don't have any more shows this year to go to. But I'm teaching every week from now till we leave for Norway at Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed today's slightly shorter episode. I will be back next week to update you on what I've been knitting and what I've been up to. We are going out a bit this weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to show you a bit of out and about footage as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you want to subscribe to my newsletters, you don't miss out on special offers and discounts, then go to my notes below and click on the link to subscribe to my newsletter. If you're watching this on the TV, it's probably difficult to access the notes. It's better to look on your phone or a tablet or a PC. And below the video, there's like a place where it says more or show more or something. You click on that and you'll open up all the notes, or go to my website yarnaddict.co.uk, and all the links to everything I've talked about as well will be below this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.